At the Society of Actuaries Research Institute, we've released a report tapping into survey insights from life and annuity insurers and reinsurers. The survey examines mortality improvement practices as of year end 2021 in the US and Canada, and looks at some of those practices that are being used for life insurance and annuity pricing and also for financial projections. The report also reviews the respondents' opinions regarding future mortality improvements. Now, Renora, the Mortality and Longevity Program Steering Committee at the Research Institute has been really busy doing a lot of great research surrounding this topic of mortality improvement. We've seen things like research reports and mortality improvement scales and these industry surveys. Can you give the background on how this new mortality improvement study came about?
Sure, Dale. After 3 years, almost 3 years of the pandemic, you hit it on the head. There's still lots of uncertainty around COVID's impact on future mortality. And our Mortality and Longevity Strategic Research Program has really been focusing on that. In 2019, we did this company practice survey where we looked at durational mortality improvement factors for individual life and individual annuity companies. And that was as of year end 2018. So here we have a really good baseline to redo the survey and compare results to see how COVID-19 has impacted company practice. So we essentially just we did the survey, redid this survey. We asked for durational mortality improvement factors for year 1, year 11, year 21 for various ages from 35 to 95.
And COVID is always of big importance in the life insurance industry, and the impact of it is of prime interest to actuaries who are working. I guess, what were some of the results around how COVID was impacting the results?
Well, first, we didn't have much of an expectation of what we would find. We didn't really know. And the high level answer is didn't have much impact as of year end 2021. We had 35 companies that participated. Out of those 35, only 2 really had adjusted their mortality improvement factors for COVID. Another 5 companies indicated that they had adjusted their underlying mortality base table for COVID and not their mortality improvement factors. So I think that's an important finding. And from that, we'll definitely we're already talking about redoing the survey again. But there were, to me, another important finding from the survey was there were 14 companies that participated in our 2022 survey and also participated in the prior survey. So we thought it would be important to really look at those 14 companies to see how those mortality improvement factors have changed. And we asked for individual life pricing and financial reporting assumptions, and also for individual annuity. But where we really saw a big difference was with the individual life, where basically, if we looked at the median durational mortality improvement assumptions for both year 1 and year 21, 2022 they were lower. So definitely companies are maybe they hadn't reflected COVID, but it looked like they were reflecting other things, like maybe, the impact of the opioid epidemic or the slowdown in mortality improvement with cardiovascular disease.
And we'll be keeping our eyes open for even more reports. What other mortality and longevity research projects are in the works?
Well, we have lots of projects coming up around COVID. One project that we have underway is trying to provide a resource for actuaries to back out COVID in their historical mortality data. So that, look for that in first quarter of 2023. We continue to also enhance our mortality improvement model, our MIM 2021, to reflect COVID, as well as just maintaining it in light of what we just talked about with cardiovascular disease and really uncertainty of around future mortality. So look for that, another update probably in second quarter of 2023.
Renora, thanks for chatting with me about this really important report that examines mortality improvement as of the year of end of 2021 in the US and Canada.
My pleasure, Dale. Thanks for having me.
And those of you watching, if you have any feedback or questions about this report, just feel free to contact us. Send us a note at research@soa.org. This 2022 Mortality Improvement Survey Report can be found on our website, soa.org, by clicking then on our Research Institute and then looking for it under Mortality and Longevity. Thanks again for joining us today to learn a little bit more about projects coming from the Society of Actuaries Research Institute.